Oh boy, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody hit that buy button. There it is. There it is. Boom, boom, boom. There it is. There it is. So I guess we were more on the upside than the downside, huh? Isn't that fucking nice? Isn't that nice, folks? Well, well, well. I guess we were right again. APLD. Now it's gonna get stupid. It's going to get really, really stupid. Are those? What kind of fucking brushes are those? Man, oh man, it's gonna get special. APLD now is on the map. APLD. You can't go wrong with APLD. Let me lower the volume a little bit. Well, well, well. Look at that. We even get the sell-off. People are just now holding. No sell-off, just strictly buying. And I will be trimming profits. And boom! I'm settled. There we go. Man, it's nice to sit on some cash. Man, it's nice to sit on some cashy. Oh, baby. Now, this can technically still run up without hesitation. People are taking profits, volatility, news events, blah, blah, blah. All right, I've seen these plays back to back. Same shit happens. First hour, always volatility. Sell-offs, then consolidate, and then find the base. And then boom. Boom! Boom! Always happens off of news-driven events, bros. Very nice to see, bros. It's honestly, it's just beautiful. But this is this really puts data centers now on the like more reasoning for people to invest in data centers, right? I mean, think about it. Jensen pretty much said it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Okay? Multi-billion. Look at that. We hit 1750, 1760. Can't argue with that. All right? We're getting a bounce at that 100 SMA, excuse me. So look at that. We got profit target taken. We got the sell-offs, and then like typically buying in at these lows, you know, you can't argue with that wick. Can't argue with that. No, this is just erratic right now at this point. Super erratic. All right, let's take a look at the overall market. How are we acting today? How are we acting today, folks? How are we acting today? Yeah. Man, oh man, oh man. Man, oh man, oh man. Man, oh man, oh man. Oh man, this is actually good. All right, so where's my futures? Open anyway. All right, let's see what the market brings. What the fuck happened? We got SPY, yes. Why? What? NVDA, we'll keep this open and we'll watch the market overall. And we'll keep an APLD on check as well. So we got APLD, NVIDIA on our left. Futures on our top right. I got to check the dollar. I haven't checked the dollar yet. Let's see how the market's going to react. Overall, how are you guys doing today? I know I'm doing fantastico. I know I'm doing fantastico. APLD, damn NVIDIA. I'm just going to hold it from this point, I guess. I called the call out, brother. I got the plan. Profit volatility, sometimes long wicks to the downside, but in this case, volatility first hour is always going to be on the upside for news-driven events, always on APLD. Profit taking, and then the slam down, and now we found the new higher low. Very simple. This concept is not It's not hard. APLD is still strong. Don't get it twisted. But take profits. I always tell people take profits, trim profits. My day trading bias will always be intact. But I came in with a plan. That was what I said on the Discord. By the way, there's no entry fee for the Discord as we speak. No entry fee. I took the $20 down. I'm gonna wait a little longer until I grow the channel just a tad bit more. I'm changing the channel to something more financial, hybrid / TA. So once I got the financial, once I get comfortable with financials, I'm going to start entries, because then that'll give me more robust reasoning to start charging clients, or actually not clients, entries. So take advantage of the Discord, man. I give my members the free fucking TA. APLD, we got in at 1605. 1605 yesterday at the 5 EMA daily. And look at that. We rode that trend, volatility to the upside, took some profits, and now we wait for the entry. Wow, SoFi. What's going on with SoFi? Talk to me about SoFi. What's happening with SoFi? Whoa! Whoa! SoFi absolutely not giving a freak, yo. Whoa, SoFi Reno. It is absolutely parabolic. Parabolic. Now, I think we have a trend line. Let me go check out my other charts. Just give me 1 second. I'm just keeping an eye on SPY real quick. You guys know I like to keep my eye on SPY. That's pretty much where we shall potentially take another trade. I'm just seeing where she's holding. Obviously, the 1 hour, I have the 1 hour rule. I do not touch the 1 hour rule, folks. I just don't do it. You guys know me, especially the Discord. I don't touch the markets for 1 hour. All right, just so we can get an idea what the blend is, what the trading sentiment is. Why the fuck? So RR is coming down a little bit. Let's keep RR in our watch list. Actually, RR was interesting. So, you know, they had a dilution allegedly, but that dilution was not holding strong, because people just bought the dip, especially institutions around the 278. Now, in terms of what's going on here, it's very interesting. You know, we got news off driven event, and you suspect a little bit of a sell-off, but my sell-off was around 280, I think, around that. All right, so APLD is now coming back a little bit, and the overall SPY sentiment is a little bearish right now. Nothing crazy, but APLD wants up. APLD never left the trend, folks. I don't know, you know, it really never left. It never died. It's still very bullish. Now, in terms of buying at all-time highs, you know, you got to be vigilant to the fact that the markets can completely swing down. Obviously, no, that's without question, NVIDIA. But let's go back to NVIDIA. So, NVIDIA pretty much drives the market. So, if sellers are taking profits, or investors are taking profits, they're doing that so right now. So, let's see what's going to happen overall. Data center companies are pretty much are on watch list. People are sniping these data center companies. I wouldn't be surprised if Wolf is up, right? Let's take a look at Wolf, right? Well, actually, people took profits. Okay, well, look at that. We got the same volatility wick right here. APLD, Wolf. We got the volatility wicks. First hour, people bought in the wave, and they took some profits. So again, the sentiment never left. All right, I am not concerned at all. Take profits. I said this in the morning. Did I not? Where are my Discord members at? Where are my Discord members at? Did I not say in the morning I'm trimming profits? Did I not? Take profits. Yeah. Take profit. Thank you. Okay, I'm trimming my day trading bias will always. I can't help it. I just can't. I just know how these events, these news event driven days work. I had a plan. I came in with a plan, and I just did it. You know, I execute, and that's just the way it's got to work. Because what happens if the market dips, right? Off obviously, NVIDIA did not have bad earnings, but you know, Wall Street, they like to be a fucking, excuse my French, they like to be a bunch of, you know what, and manipulate the markets in their favor. They want to, you know, obviously bust down NVIDIA so they can buy at lows and then, you know, sell at highs. Like NVIDIA did not have bad earnings at all. It's a double beat. Okay, so data center companies are still intact. They're not going nowhere. You still need data centers. They're not going nowhere, folks. Okay, they're not. But APLD is too bullish. I'm gonna just hold an APLD at this point. Hey, listen, without question, APLD is very bullish. I am not. The trend is still intact. Okay, the trend is still intact, without question. Now, the only thing that I don't like about APLD, the only thing, okay, the only thing, and this, again, this is why my trading bias kicks in, right? This is why my trading bias kicks in. So the MACD on the dailies, obviously, you know, soaring, whatever. And we haven't crossed that signal line, but once we do cross that signal line, where's the damage, right? And obviously we'll have levels to the downside, but also what we are seeing here on the daily, the day just started, but this is a inverted hammer, all right? Obviously, or if it prints a full body at least around 1673 today, that'll be called a shooting star. Okay, so that's another thing to keep an eye on. Is it gonna hold? I don't know. But typically when you see shooting stars, they tend to be a small reversal, and then that's all I'm observing right now. But nothing crazy. It's not the end of the world. So yeah. And then I did say retest that 1666 breakout. I want to see that test, and then, you know, shoot up more to the upside. Okay. All right, so that's it. But other than that, trend never left. Okay, so Bitcoin, my trading thesis, you know what? I'll save it. You know, I'm gonna hold off a little bit, because man, I'm just like on fire right now. I've just been sniping calls right now. It's pretty incredible. My accuracy has been fucking crazy lately. I guess because every day I'm just charting. Every single second I get, I'm charting, and I'm looking at trends and volatility and oscillators nonstop. I guess it's starting to pay off. All right, so you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna say it. Bitcoin, I firmly believe that if we close below the weekly candle, if we close below this weekly candle, the 10 EMA, folks, we have 3 more days to close this candle. I'm telling you right now, there's gonna be max pain. Okay, based on prior history off that 10 EMA line. We're below the 5 EMA weekly, and we're about to be below the 10 EMA weekly. We'll find out in 3 days and 11 hours. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now, folks. Bitcoin is going to come crashing down. Obviously, I gave you guys the indicators, but look what happened the last time the 10 EMA weekly candle was below the closure. We have the same long wick shadow on Bitcoin, and we're printing another long wick shadow on Bitcoin at a current price action, and we're again below the 10 EMA. And here we had this white line is my 10 EMA, and look at this candle, long wick shadow, long lower wick shadow, below the 10 EMA closure. We're still below the 10 EMA, 3 days and 11 hours to print. This is getting dangerous, because once we close below that 10 EMA weekly candle EMA, that drove us down 42 days of sell-offs, and then the rip once we hit the 50 EMA. So guys, keep an eye out for Bitcoin. Keep an eye out for Bitcoin. The potential reversal. Okay, all right. Why is SPY not on? Why? Whoa. What is going on, baby? All right, TeraWulf Data Center Company going up off the rip is pretty much a buy. People are buying Wolf right now. They're obviously, the price is how do you say? It is an affordable price entry for people that are looking for data center companies. And look at Wolf now ripping. Okay, another one, APLD, had a nice little sell off. It's a little bit too expensive for the common man. All right, the common man, they see APLD is obviously too expensive. But look at that. Now you're paying a new higher low. You're paying a new premium. If you didn't get in when I called out that 11 at that EMA line, well, it is what it is. All right, we're still watching the overall market. NVIDIA has to sort of play nice, or otherwise it's going to drive the markets down. At this point, it's pretty much all about NVIDIA. Okay, MBTS is going up too. Oh, thank you for the reminder. Is it going up? Let's take a look, folks. MBTS, you know what? I'm going to keep this quadrant all small cap stocks. Okay, we're going to keep this quadrant of small cap stocks. All right, so this quadrant is going to be all about small cap stocks, as people tell me about certain indicators. So that's what I'm going to do now. Thank you for the reminder. Okay, so MBTS is definitely going up. I like this. I like this. So we did have a Adam and Eve structure plus an ascending wedge formation here on NVTS. I wonder what level it's hitting right now. I'm just curious. So let's go ahead and take a look at NVTS real quick. We did have patterns. We had bottoms. We had ranges. Let's see here. Let's see. All right, so now, okay, so it's coming down off a rectangle bottom. It's pretty much in a consolidation phase. Pretty good. Decent. All right. Decent. This is a breakout wick, so I won't consider that as a full. So where price action is mostly hitting, that's your confluence, okay? So here we have confluence right here. Boom, another one. So this is now consolidation range, all right? Close your body candle, close your body, wick rejection, and then mid, and then you got like the mid range, okay? We are seeing a wick top at this daily candle here, so that's interesting. We're testing that 5 EMA. So if you close above the 5 EMA on this structure, NVTS looking like it's going to reverse. Now we did have a sell-off. Look at your oscillators. Okay, we look at your oscillators. RSI on the 3-day. I love looking at the 3-day because it gives you a general consensus where price action will lead to, at least where it's going to form, consolidate, and then move up to the next leg or move down to the next leg. So something to keep an eye on. Let's keep a look at Bitcoin is just selling off. People are getting the hype and it's selling off right now. And look at that, folks. Look at that. If this thing actually does close below the 10 EMA, folks, this is going to be bad news. This is going to be extremely bad for Bitcoin. This is why I'm not putting my money in Bitcoin yet or my money in crypto as we speak. I took all my money out. I'm waiting for that 3-day, 11-hour closure right now on Bitcoin. I keep going back to it because this is just one of those theses that if I'm right, I'm right. Like, it's going to be one of my biggest rights, especially for Bitcoin. All right, so obviously profit taking's going off. NVIDIA driving a little bit of the markets down. Nothing crazy. SPY is having a little bit of retracement here. A little bit of a sell-off. Nothing to worry about yet, okay? We're just having a nice little, little sell-off. Nothing crazy. So we'll keep monitoring. What other tickers are we looking at, folks? What are the tickers we're looking at? What else? There's so many of them. I can't keep track of all of them. Oh, Lucid was one of them. All right, here's Lucid. Let's see what's going on with Lucid. Turn on the daily. All right. $2 up on the wiki, 220. Ooh. So rejection off the 5 and now rejection again at the 5. Very interesting, but you're not crashing down. You did make a new higher low. Let's see if it's sustainable. Very nice to see. What's BMNR? BMNR is another one you guys were like slamming me at. BMNR was another one you guys were slamming at. All right, so this one on the 3-day. On the 3-day. Ooh. It does look like an Adam and Eve. I don't know why this looks like an Adam and Eve. Did I mention this? Oh, I'm in my quad. That's why. Okay. It really does look like an Adam and Eve. Okay, but we'll continue on. We'll leave BMNR here. We have Lucid, we have Solid, and then somebody said NVTS. Ooh, Neo, guys. Keep an eye on Neo. I am very much keeping an eye on Neo, folks. We just had a massive rip. There is a harmonic structure. Let me see if I can pull up my regular chart. Let me see if I still have my patterns on Neo. I am keeping an eye on Neo. Neo is very interesting ticker. Neo is very, very interesting. Okay? Imagine they start selling their cars in America. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think they're not I think they haven't sold their cars in America. Yeah, so Neo's very, very interesting to me. All right? I'm keeping a hard eye on that. All right, let's take a look at the overall market. A little bit neutral. Nothing's really bad. Nothing's really crashing. Nothing's really going negative, folks. Nothing. Okay. Oh yeah, I think a lot of the sentiment also has something to do with jobs report. Was it jobs report? I believe it came back positive. Let me double check. I might be off. I posted this a little earlier today. So there was a reporting. All right, so jobless claims came at a calm 229,000. The number remains in the all clear zone for the labor market. Second reading of the GDP quarter two came in at 3.3% stronger than the 3% expected. Is the Federal Reserve really going to cut into economic growth? So there's an economic growth going on, allegedly, and does it make sense to cut rates? All right. And that being said, let's take a look at the dollar, right? Dixie. Let's see how the dollar's reacting. Okay, well, there you have it. It's on a free fall. Let me check something. If dollar is dropping, inflation will rise. We just have to monitor the dollar. All right, so we are below this key trend line, this key resistance support level. All right, that's not good. All right, that's really not good. No one's really talking about this, but we'll continue to monitor the dollar. All right, until other small caps, we'll monitor the overall market. All right, folks. All right, so let's keep moving forward. All right, let's turn on. Whoa, SPY wheel. Well, look at that, folks. Look at that. So SPY selling off a bit into the negative. I'm assuming this all has to do with NVIDIA. Pretty much slow growth is what the overall argument is on NVIDIA. I mean, you got the double beat, but 3% growth, allegedly. People are not too happy with that because they had high expectations. But, you know, you are the number one company, so you're gonna be looked at much harder. And you're supposed to execute. And their China sales, they didn't have China sales in their double beat, so that's another negative they saw. It's all about China sales now at this point. Without China, how are you gonna, beat expectations? Well, expectations Wall Street believes they need to execute on, right? Which is fucking stupid because NVIDIA is a long-term hold. I mean, NVIDIA is a strong company. Give it time and it will absolutely dominate. No, but they want to take short-term profits, short-term expectations, short-term bias. It's just so stupid how they analyze the market, and then you're gonna drive other small caps down. NVIDIA literally holding up the company, holding up the market, and if they're down, NVIDIA, pretty much the entire fucking market's gonna come crashing down. Not literally, but you understand. So let's continue to monitor NVIDIA, how all the other tech stocks are gonna act. Bitcoin, I'm keeping a hard eye on Bitcoin. I highly recommend watching. Oh man, I there's something going on in my head where I saw something earlier. I saw a podcast earlier, and it was just an eye-opening regarding crypto. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. Let's continue. NEO. All right, we have NEO. Let's see. It's pretty much on a slow retracement. Nothing crazy. Not bad. Solid Power. We are keeping an eye on. Lucid. Keeping an eye on. Bitmine. BMNR. All right. So let me put this quad next to this quad. Okay, and we're gonna continue the monitor. Whoa. SPY having a little bit of a nasty fall off. Nasty. Isn't September typically your bearish month? Look at that. People taking profit. Look at that candle, right? Engulfing bearish right there on that on Wolf, huh? Right in that trend. People taking profits. That's interesting. I suspect people are just taking profits off of NVIDIA. I honestly just believe that. All right. And then it'll flip up. We'll monitor it. We will monitor. How you guys doing? How's the chat doing? Talk to me, folks. How's everything? How's everybody doing? I made my day. I made a nice little profit this morning, so I'm just sitting. Technically, I'm already done with work. So, how's everybody else doing? How is everybody else doing? Interesting on SPY right now. Interesting. I wonder what this. I wonder what they're trying to. What's the argument here for SPY? For NVIDIA? I was reading some some bearish sentiment, basically saying, what was one that was significant? Something regarding the gigawatts. You know, if you're bottlenecked on certain data centers, or if you're bottlenecked on the gigawatts, you know, what's the alternative? And then, so then Jensen said that he has spectrum cables, I think they're called, right? Spectrum cables. And it's still in beta, but based on the amount of gigawatts, and that's regarding the token utilization, and then that's also your margins, along all that shenanigan talks, basically, they're not supplying the data centers with the necessities to continue increasing margins. They're taking their time off this spectrum cable technology. Like, that's the idea, right? He got really super technical. I trade the charts, folks. Okay, I'm really good at trend trading, pattern recognition, pattern identification, trend analysis. All right, and harmonics. Okay, that's my key. I'm not super technical in technology. Okay. All right. So excuse my wording. We can talk TA all day. I cannot talk technology all day. All right, folks. I just can't. All right. I'm like autistic with one thing, and that's trading. I'm good with it. Everything else, sorry, folks. I can't get to the technicals, like, you know, with what he just mentioned. So it looks like we're still having a little bearish momentum to the downside. Nothing crazy. Very interesting, folks. Very, very interesting how SPY is reacting. Not what I expected. Not what I expected today. Really, really interesting. And then NVIDIA selling off a bit. Really, really interesting. I mean, hey, listen, as a day trader, I'm not arguing with this, though. I'll tell you that much. I am not arguing with the sell-off. You know, it doesn't hurt to come back a little bit, sell off a little bit. Really does not hurt. Actually, let's take a look at Palantir. That's another ticker, you know, I've been highly interested in. Not getting in, but I just love observing the patterns on big tech stocks or something like Palantir. Okay. Palantir, honestly, what the fuck? Palantir, okay, is presenting another, let me see if I can draw it here. Okay. Another, I'm seeing a lot of Adam and Eve's or VTOP extensions on some of these tickers, right? This is not a fully confirmed. Whoa. Whoa, buddy. What the fuck? This is not even an extension. Okay, this is not an extension. All right, but we are seeing these little houses, or I call them the house, the house yard. Okay, we got the house and then you got the yard. All right, or they call it the Adam and Eve. This is not an Adam and Eve, folks. Adam and Eve's, you have to have a little bit more, a higher shoulder, almost equaling at the same height at the head. But we are seeing a lot of these atoms forming on some of these charts. A lot of atoms are forming. All right, and then the Eve will be like the fucking chef's kiss. But Palantir presenting a weird pattern, not very bullish. All right, APLD at the index. All right, so APLD at the daily is printing a shooting star right now, folks. APLD at the impulse is printing a shooting star. That's not typically a good sign. This is not a good sign because this is a reversal candle printing. Now we still have 6 hours left throughout the day, but when you have long shadows at the impulse, this is typically called a shooting star. Now we have a lot of time left, so this is just something to observe. I'm not saying it's going to be finalization, but obviously with the market sentiment being a little bearish, you're going to have your typical fucking, candle formations. But here we are. Did we test the 666? I said 666. We tested it. We broke out of it. Let me get my other chart going. I have patterns in there. All right, NVTS also giving back a little bit of the gains today. Market sentiment is bearish, so rightfully so. Oh, I see why it's having. I'm seeing why they had it engulfing, because it broke out of a trend. It broke out of this trend line. That's why it's having that engulfing candle. Bullish. All right. Solid power also coming back. Pretty much all the small caps are coming down a little bit. NVIDIA dragging the entire market down. It's dragging the entire market down. Listen, this is just sellers. They're just coming in. They're taking profits, folks. I really don't. This is literally just people taking profits. I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow we reverse. Honestly, I'm not even stressed out. You shouldn't be either. It's just fucking Wall Street taking profits. Those scums, they just want to, you know, do what they gotta do. They gotta buy at lows, right, folks? They gotta buy at lows. Look at that. Look at that hammer at the on the 5 minute. That's interesting. That's interesting. They just want to take profits, folks. Buy at low, sell at highs. That's the motto. All right. It's just institutions driving markets down. This is their game. They want to buy NVIDIA at lows so they can ride her up. Options are options. You know, it's all about making money, right? So they'll do whatever the fuck they can to make money. Interesting. Interesting. What else is happening in the world? Is this like the AI boom? I should create Rumble. I should create a Rumble account. I do have a Rumble account, but I need to. All right, we have Bitcoin, MVTS selling off, United States dollar, not giving us any signs left, and then no, we don't need this one because we already have it. All right, we don't need this one. We already have it. All right, what else? We have KULR. Actually, we can monitor this one. All right, so I have some patterns here. Oh, okay. Ooh, that's clean. It's in a ugly downtrend. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Can we finally get the fucking reversal? No, not yet. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're literally almost there, folks. Literally. Almost there. All right, we are seeing signs of life. Higher low off these closure bodies, though. That's good. We got a high. We got a lower low, though. Lower high here. Now we're above this candle structure. Higher high. There you go. Look at that. Just fucking shoot it, bro. Shoot it. Get above that 5 EMA. You can't continue to ignore your fate, KULR. You can't ignore it, KULR. You just can't. Once we cross that 5 EMA, it's off to the races. All right, it's off to the races. You just can't. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Okay. All right. So let's see what's going on with back to the market. Cheeky, 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 bow wow. Solid power. Bitcoin. Man, Bitcoin just keeps calling my name. Bitcoin keeps calling my name. It's kind of crazy. NVTS sell off. All right. Our side's still a little bearish. Our side's still a little bearish. A little bearish. Let me see the 15. $30 still bearish. Still bearish, folks. At least come down and test that 39.62. Very, very interesting. RSI is RSI. No divergence yet. I see a pivot point right here at the 3906. Was a key resistance here and support, or 40. There it is. Wall Street just driving prices down, just driving the entire market down, pulling things in their favor, pulling things in their favor. I don't see anything suspicious here. Everything looks pretty good. Palantir at 154. NVDA, APLD at 1670. Alright, there you go. SPY acting like a little bippy bippy right there and then. There it is. Will it sustain is the question. So APLD wants to go up now. Pretty incredible. Pretty incredible, folks. A lot of sell off the first hour. First hour is done. So I suspect now APLD will start making waves. Alright, sell offs. This is gonna push it up even more. Oh yeah. I've seen these plays before. Yeah, this is gonna go to 17 today. Again. And then you got the batteries acting nice with NVIDIA. Oh yeah, for sure. This is going to 17, bro. 17, here we go. It's on its way. It's on its way. But, you know, people freaking out over nothing. Like, literally, it's just fucking... It's just sell-offs, man. It's just people fucking selling off. People freaking out over nothing. Nothing burgers, bro. Nothing. Literally nothing. Now, I am biased. I am super biased, though. I believe SPY's all-time highs kind of gets me a little freaky. It kind of gets me freaky. So we're just gonna have to monitor a little bit on the entire market, take it from there, and we'll adjust. No entry fee joining the Discord, folks. No entry fee for now. I think it's better off that way for now. My camera's still off. Maybe I should shut off the camera. I'll turn it off for now. There you go. Now you have all that, you know, all that retail space. All right, so pretty much everything's just all bilaterally moving in synergy right now. Look at that. Every single tech company, well, not tech company, every single ticker I'm looking at, look at this. Sell off, sell off, sell off, sell off. And look at the candle patterns. Almost the exact replica, folks. Almost the exact replica. Look at that, folks. Look at that. Look at oh my god. Look at MVTS, APLD, excuse me, and look at NVIDIA. Almost identical candle structures to the T. The last 4 candles are almost exactly identical. Almost exactly identical. Isn't that kind of crazy? That's fucking crazy. So, if you don't think SPY or, you know, NVIDIA don't move markets, NVIDIA moves markets, bro. Look at NVIDIA. Wow. Look at the structure. Look at this. Look at this. Long body wick. Long body wick. Long body wick. Well, sort of long, but still wicky. And look at the current candles that's printing, folks, on the 30-minute. Almost the exact same. Almost to the T, the exact same. That's kind of High frequency trading, folks. Welcome to modern day trading. Look at the exact wick, folks. Do you guys see it? Because I see it. Almost, they're all, oh my God. This is... Oh my God. All right, folks. All right, I'm gonna literally wipe off. I'm gonna clean my Discord up. I'm gonna literally keep only 4 or 5. I'm gonna literally keep 10 people only. I'm going on a spree next couple of days. On a spree. All right. Sorry, folks. I was typing to the Discord. All right. Let's continue to monitor the entire market. Pretty much, we're all waiting on what NVIDIA is going to do. Pretty much what's happening right now. Let's take a look at a small cap stocks. So Sound is actually one I wanted to keep up. I don't know why I didn't have it up. So Sound actually finding support on this 50 EMA, which is why we're finding a nice little bip. And you tested that 5 EMA. So Sound is showing potential of a reversal. And yes, this is technically start of a reversal. So Sound is very much on my radar today. Now, obviously we didn't catch the bottom on here. But this is typically you get the rip, then the dip, then you retrace, consolidate, and then another rip. All right, so we did kind of have a nice little bounce here. Nice little bounce in. Now, if people want to take some, some risks, not knock yourself out. But we are jumping off of this 50 EMA, folks, daily EMA on Sound. All right, was a key resistance. Key support, as you can see here. Wick. Fell below it. Then we found support at this bottom average low, VRDR. And then also adding confluence to be this 50 SMA. And now we're riding up that support level, boom, bounce. And then now the 5 EMA test, rejection or breakout. But this is very important, folks. Because this typically means a new higher low. Has just formed a new higher low. Higher low. Alright. So far so good on Sound. You can't argue with this. Actually, let me put this up on the Discord. I'm going to all right, so let's see SPY, NVTS, and NVIDIA. Wow. This is kind of crazy. Chillwave, synthwave. Oh, I forgot about synthwave. Okay, that's a little too loud. All right. Still monitoring. What other small cap stocks are we looking into, folks? You know what? Kind of crazy. Wow, dude, 15 on the 5-minute, it's even more apparent. Literally, SPY, NVIDIA, APLD, almost identical. NVIDIA and SPY is literally identical. There's no point in having futures up when you can have NVIDIA, right? Let's take a look at ES1. Destroying food stocks is today's worst S&P. What? What the fuck does this have to do with anything? $2.9% on the day, folks. On sound. Huh. Ooh. Ooh, actually, this looks good. Interesting. It's just hopping off the support, now finding resistance at the 3339. Huh. Ooh. You get candles above that 5 EMA, it's gonna be reversal city here. And it looks like it's going to. It's rejecting it. But getting candles above that 1230 is going to be reversal city. Okay. Very interesting to see. Now, obviously the market as a whole has to act nice. Let's see what happens here. First hour, 18. So, let's go. I wish I brought my mouse. It's been so much easier. What the hell? All right. What else? APLD coming down a little bit. Just a tad bit, folks. Let me see. Check out THAR. THAR, sure. THAR. THAR. There. Oh, it's a bio stock. Ugh. I'm not a fan of bio stocks, but let's see. Looks like it's a news-driven event. Ew. Blech. I'm not a fan of this. It's probably hitting a certain ratio right now. Why the rejection? Let me see. No, it broke out of ratio. Nice. 3 month. Good. 549 was key. Wicking. You can even argue there's a harmonic here. Why have I seen this before? Why have I seen this before? No. I feel like I've seen this sticker before. No. No. Very interesting. Okay, so you are rejecting the 100. Okay, so you're rejecting the 100 weekly SMA. You're below the 100, and now you're testing the 5, or at least you're coming up to the 5. So on the daily, this makes sense. Yeah, interesting. Looks like it's bull flagging on the daily. So it's just been up only for the past couple of days, coming down a bit, and now finding a key bounce at the 495. So 4 hour looks, I wouldn't say flaggy. I mean, it likes this little base right here. Right there, boom. And then arguably you hit the top of this, so now you have a trend. All right, so somewhat of a flag, not really, but flaggy, a little flaggy. So we have key resistance here. So let's see if it's gonna break out of that. I doubt it's gonna break out, especially with 33%. But I'm not a big bios. I genuinely dislike bio stocks. They're just not. They're so risky. You can't sleep well at night. All right, so APLD. We'll leave it up here anyway. APLD coming back down a little bit. Obviously, NVDA driving markets down or up today. We'll continue to monitor on the 15. On the 15. Very nice though. APLD. It's not really coming down, folks. So, this is potentially your new higher low on APLD. I'd be surprised if APLD. Oh wow, that was a nice sell-off. That was a nice little sell-off. Interesting, folks. Very interesting. Alright, let's take a look at a small cap. We'll do a nice little roundabout. Sound on 3% on the day. Looks very interesting. Acting like a reversal. These are like really interesting areas of reversal potential here. You know, if you didn't catch it here, you're not going to catch it here. That's 4% on the day, folks. Alright, are you willing to stomach that kind of pain? Alright, so it's breaking below the 66. Look how price is trying to fight at the 666 level, folks. So remember what I said on my Discord, 666 was a key area of support. Look how price is trying to fight around this range. I'm going to post this on my Discord. As stated. Right here, folks. Back testing that breakout. All right, bull. We are now going to put bull up on our watch list. Today's earnings call on bull. Today, God, I genuinely don't want to gamble earnings, but I love this company so much. I don't. I love this company so much. I might break that one rule. I might break it. I might break it, but no, I can't. I can't. I'm joking. I'm joking, guys. I'm not gonna break my rule. Bull is on my watch list today, folks. Bull is on my watch list. Bull is 100% on my watch list. I forgot about Bull today's earnings, so we're gonna have it up open today. We're gonna have it up open today. Let's go. So Bull's on our watch list. 16.6 is our support on APLD. We're finding ground here on APLD. 1666. We cannot break below this. We can come and backtest the breakout. We don't want to act as resistance. That's very important. All right. We don't want to break 1666. Let's see what institutions decide to do here. You know, given the overall market sentiment, it's acting a little bearish. It's kind of concerning me. Now, I'm assuming because also Bitcoin is also being a little bearish as well. On the weekly, I'm monitoring Bitcoin on the weekly. Very important. We're still below that 10 EMA. So very, very interesting, okay? Very interesting. And thanks for checking. How about RZLV? RZLV, you know what? Since SPY and NVIDIA are practically the same thing, literally the exact identical formation, what is the point of having, what is the point? You know what? Before I go ahead and switch over to RZLV, I'm just genuinely curious. All right, let me see what the overall macro looks like on NVIDIA. Okay. All right, I have a snapshot of NVIDIA pattern. All right, now we're gonna switch over to SPY. Wait, and before I did that, what's the TF? Okay, so I'm on the 1 hour. I have a snapshot of this pattern. Okay, now I'm switching over to SPY. Let me expand it out a little bit more. Wait, what the? Wait, huh? 183. I'm on the 1 hour, right? All right, 1 hour time frame, yeah. Okay, so they're not identical in terms of patterns. Okay, they're not. Okay, good. So I'm not crazy. So it's just this small little time frame here. Small little time frame. All right, let's take a look at RZLV. Let's take a look at RZLV. 1 second. Let me just fix up my pattern. Turn it off here. Everything off. I like to keep it clean. I like to keep it clean. I like to keep it clean. All right. Boom, boom, boom. So again, 1666 on APLD continuously being a support area. And let's take a look at RZLV. Now we're gonna have to get rid of one of these. So let's just get rid of NVIDIA. You know, actually, no, I'm lying. We have this. We have this right here. All right, sound. We have sound here. Solid power to the left. NINO to the left bottom. BMNR. Let's get rid of solid power. RZLV. RZLV bullish today. Very nice. Consolidating. Okay, cool. Breaking out. Okay. Algorithms. Okay. Okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. It's in an asymmetrical triangle. Asymmetrical triangle on the 3-day. That's super interesting. Look at the daily. And if I turn off my EMAs, look how clean this pattern is, right? Let me just turn this right here. Support, support, resistance, resistance. So it's in an asymmetrical triangle. So we're almost at apex here. This is your apex. So typically we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So typically speaking, when you have 5 touches, the strength of the trend of the how do I say it? The probability of breaking out on the trend after 5 touches of resistance and support off a pattern, aka symmetrical descending wedges, is more likely to be in favor of that trend and then the breakout, right? So what I mean is basically you have 5 touches off of this pattern structure, broad pattern structure, and then where the trend is leading is more likely to hit that resistance line and then break out, because you just gave a lot of buyers or a lot of TA traders or a lot of institutions confidence that the five touch rule off patterns was confirmed. So you have multiple touches, and now the breakout is more than likely, statistically speaking, more than likely going to happen. It's not always going to be accurate, but it's nice to see that you're adding confluence to your thesis, right? So you had the 5 touches, and now you're just waiting for the trend to break out. So this is now your resistance level at 338. Key defined resistance at 344. New lower 343. You come and back test this trend line. 339. Okay. So very nice to see. 5% on the day. Very nice to see. We'll leave that up and running. All right. So a lot of things are a lot of small caps and forming nice little patterns. This is looking flaggy right here on NEO. Let's continue to monitor the overall market. Let's continue. So 1666 looking like a breakdown. We're still holding 1666, folks. We're still monitoring it. Oh, looks like a harmonic is forming here on SPY. Let's see if we can capture that harmonic right before the trend. And I do see, let's see if we can get that harmonic. I don't like harmonics on small time frames. They're not reliable, but it's always nice to see catching some harmonics. And sometimes they do pan out, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes they do pan out. All right, so that would be a bad. 616 465 886. Look at that, 886. I don't like this completion here. 2.5, and there's really no ratio on SPY. So then the next thing would be drawing your fibs. Arguably, no, because then that wouldn't work. So it's all about confluence, right? So then you would typically just do this. No. But I'll entertain that harmonic right there. So we got a nice little harmonic completion at 647, potential reversal. We'll keep an eye on this. 1666 still holding on APLD. 1666. I wonder if this is like toppy. That's kind of freaky. We'll continue to monitor this. Let's take a look at the small caps. RZLV, another point up, 6% on the day. You know, very nice to see. Very, very nice to see on this. Sound looking like the reversal's panning out now. I think we had the EMA daily rolling up in there. There it is. All right, candles above the daily 5 EMA is going to be a very bullish sign of a reversal. At least the start of, not the, like, it's just the start of the trend reversal. Okay, we still have to tackle that 10 EMA above 1267. So from a risk reward, you're showing signs of the first phase of a reversal. Okay, finding a base and then finding candles above the 5 EMA. Sound, very good sign though. RZLV 6% on the day. Jesus Christ. I wonder if this has anything to do with Jensen News, what he said yesterday. You know, agentic AI, etc., etc. So, very interesting to see. Webull on my watch list. Today's going to be a very big day for Webull. As a matter of fact, I love this company so much. Webull. God, I should be crazy, man. Would I be fucking crazy? Can you imagine I put money on Webull right before earnings? Can you imagine that? Can you fucking imagine I do something stupid like that? And then that stupidity might pan out in my favor, right? Or you can lose all your money. Okay? It's still respecting this pattern. Wow. Guys, if we break above 1636, 1654, the 236 on Webull today, I'm telling you, the key resistance is going to be right here. Key resistance is going to be right here, folks. This range, 16 bucks, 1645, 1654. All right, that is going to be a massive, massive, explosive move the next couple of days. Well, technically, the first initial, if we get a nice little positive earnings, it's going to be the 236, 1595, and then following days will be 1636, 1654. But it's all about earnings, okay? It's all about earnings today on Webull. So it's gonna slash through this 1544 key wall here. It's gonna break this, and that initial jump from where it's at now, Webull, is 7%. You know, let's see what the world brings. I have this harmonic. It's a shit one. I don't like harmonics on the 1 minute. Anything low, harmonics are not really reliable on small time frames. They're more reliable on larger time frames because you capture the data, long-term data, and that's key. It adds reliability. Short-term data is just too wickety. It's not really reliable, folks. All right, so 1666 continues to hold on APLD. Continues to hold, folks. Continues to hold. NVDA showing same signs as SPY. RZLV, wow, look at that. So sound, Neo, and then BMNR on the right quadrant. Let me get rid of all the noise. All right, there you go. Good to see. Wow, RZLV, another, wow, look at that, folks. Wow, wow, wow. Interesting. Wow, it looks like almost exactly a harmonics. Wow, look at this candle, folks. Can you imagine if I actually get the same ratios? I'm just genuinely curious now. Like, now I'm just curious. Is it going to be a 4.2, 4.62? Let's get the 886. What ratios am I going to add? So I got a 419, 25. Okay. Let's see APLD. 886. All right, and I got 27. So 331, 345, 52, 89, 885, 886, whatever. 27419. All right, so let's do 46, 89, 66, 87, 2725. Okay, no, no way. That's crazy. Again, APLD finding key support at 1666. It's not really breaking down. It's not really breaking down, folks. So 1666 was key support. All right. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. It's not dying. It's not dying at all. Guys, so join the Discord. It is free. Link in the bio. Link in the bio. Active members only. I will kick your ass out. Non-active users, I am not playing this game no more. Link, here's the Discord link. No entry fee, no $20 to get in. And I'm eliminating a shit ton of users later on today. I'm eliminating literally maybe like a good 70% of the users. Non-active users will be slashed. And personally, don't give a shit. So 1332 APLD. All right, let's go back here, swinging up a little bit. Swinging up a little bit. $16.66 seems to hold, folks. It really wants it up. Let me see something on APLD. What kind of EMAs are we writing on here? There you go. Look at that. It's now going to start driving home. It's going to start driving home, folks. What? Okay, well that's dumb. Alright. Alright, well then that's not gonna work. That's annoying, folks, I'm sorry. The brokerage acting a little sus right now. That's so fucking annoying. Alright, whatever, bro. Whatever. Alright, I'm gonna make a quick phone call. Let me see if she's obviously not gonna talk to me. And she's at home too. She's probably on a phone call. Buenos días. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿En qué sentido? ¿Enferma o quillao? Ok. ¿Y tú estás en tu casa? Bueno, está bien. Bueno, si tienes tiempo, te veo ahorita. Si no, está bien. Está bien, hablamos. Chao. Alrighty, we're back. Sorry, folks. I had to call the missus. I had to call the missus. Alright, so APLD showing a little bit of a momentum to the upside. Not really breaking down, folks. 1666 was key support. As stated earlier, I don't see any bearish momentum continuation happening with this ticker. It's been defined. We're just monitoring the overall market. I took some profits. I'm willing to re-enter on APLD. I have no issues with that at all. At all. Without question. I am willing to re-enter. Webull is another one I'm targeting right now. I'm actually just trying to wait for earnings on Webull. I think personally, this is going to be the most important earnings for Webull. It's their first earnings, I believe, or their second. regardless, they had a history of, I don't want to say falsifying their earnings, their estimates. You know, I did some reading on Webull, but this is going to be a very, very important earnings for Webull, and I am very bullish on Webull. I am very, very bullish. Patterns on this company is hella bullish. I mean, hella. I did heavy TA on this thing. Heavy TA on this thing. I do miss, but I'm pretty accurate. I'm decent, actually. I'm really good at this. So I've enjoyed the ride with Webull, made some money on Webull, and I absolutely love this ticker. I absolutely love this ticker. Absolutely love it. So it's all about earnings call, okay? I don't trade earnings. I'm not a psychopath. I'm crazy, but I'm not a psychopath. So I don't care if it shoots up 20%. It's going to come crashing down 10%, but I'll pay a new higher low and my money's secure knowing that, hey, she might be moving up or she might be moving down based on earnings reports, but I am not a psychopath. I'm stupid, but not a psychopath. I don't like gambling my money. All right, I'm too old to gamble my money. My hard-earned sweat. I'm not going to throw it at the table, but earnings call on Webull is very important today, folks. Earnings call is very important on Webull today. Let's switch up the music a little bit. All right, where are we at here? All right, sound breaking above the 5 EMA, very important area. Sound. Let me write this to Discord. Sound. Let me give them the TA. Breaking above the 5 EMA daily and closing above this range is going to be very, very good for sound. Not only you're indicating a potential reversal, but now you're capturing a lot of swing traders and day traders on this ticker. You're hitting key areas of resistance and support. Now you're breaking above resistance and hopefully you close above resistance. Very important on sound. Very nice to see on sound. Very nice to see on sound. So let's switch it up. Let's get rid of NVDA because it's pretty much following, or maybe I should just I'm definitely keeping Webull. I'm definitely keeping APLD. I'm not turning off APLD. So let's turn on sound for a second. All right. Ooh, sound. All right. This might be a buy the dip opportunity. Let me double check one more last time. Okay. All right. So you already missed the train on that. So technically speaking, you found support at this trend line. I just can't justify. Reversal is nice though. Wow, very nice. Wow. Wow, it really is, really did find support here. Huh. Wait, this is not the TA. Oh, I did the TA in the other chart. There it is. Okay. All right, you're printing a doji on the weekly. That's good. That's good. You found support at that 10 EMA weekly. That's also good. Dojis are typically bullish. Neutral, but this is more of a dragonfly doji. And I don't see the candle structure. This is still 1 day left. Okay, let's see the 3-day. Above the 5 EMA. 20 EMA, excuse me. Finding support at the 20 EMA 3-day. That's good. You have a habit of breaking below the 10 EMA. That's not good. And then this trend line is your key support, at least thus from history. That's also interesting. Another support here, support here, support here. So it would be the 236, 1149 would be a nice bounce. If you break that 10, 20, you see that 20 EMA. All right, you're not afraid to break above the 20 EMA, which you've done it in this candle here. Okay, okay. So 1150, 11 bucks. Let's see what happens when we hit that 10 EMA on the 3-day. 1261, possibly reject, and then come back and test this trend line one more time. And then that'll be your support bounce. That also adds confluence with your 50 EMA and SMA. So this is just a hype, pretty much on the 20 EMA. You're not afraid to break down, that's for sure. So this thing loves to have erratic, explosive moves, and then come crashing down, and then have support, and then bounce up. Or maybe this is the official bounce. So this is really interesting to see on sound. I wouldn't take a trade unless I confirm that 10 EMA, and obviously some candle formations, divergences, etc., etc. So on the daily, we are seeing the EMAs, or I should say the histogram, weakening a little bit. This is your fast-moving average here, EMA 20 and 12, and looking good so far. Now on the 3-day, I'm not a fan of how high up we are underneath the center line. Okay, this is pretty much. Oh, actually, ooh. We are probably at reversal. Ooh, I didn't see this. Hello, Margarita. Hello, Margarita. Ooh. Oh yeah, this might be the reversal. We're literally at the peak of, we're at the tip of the reversal. Swing it up. Swing it up. Swing it up, question mark. And this thing loves to have ooh. Okay, this actually has my interest. Alright, so the weekly doesn't really call out my name right now, because you're just printing this pivot point here. Could this be the pivot point now here, and then move up? Ooh, the monthly. Wow, this thing is bullish. And I think we've hit. Dude. I'm gonna do a little bit of DCAing here. Just a tad bit. I'm gonna do a little bit of DCAing here. What are calls? Actually, I'm gonna look at calls right now. This is screaming bullish right now, and I'm gonna look at calls. I'm looking at calls for sound right now. Yeah, I'm gonna do calls. Alright, so calls obviously gonna be fucking juiced. Today's very, very positive today. Yeah, we're probably at peak off of this. Alright, the reversal seems to be intact. Alright, so we're doing in the money calls. Let's look out for 1 year out. Let's do 1 year out calls. Let's see what they look like. Let's do April 17th calls. I don't like, oh god, I hate buying on a good day. I hate buying calls on a green day. This is really fucking annoying. On a bullish day, because then you just have fucking. I like to do in the money though. In the money calls are juiced. Premiums are fucking jacked right now. And 15. What's the open interest on 15 strikes? All right, so open interests are not really in the money at 12 strikes or 1,000. I mean, open interest. All right, let's do long dated calls. 505. Wow, long dated calls in the money. 10,000, close to 10,000 open interest. $10 strikes in the money. January 15, 2027, folks. And these contracts are selling for 535. Premiums are 535. So 5,000 calls. Wow. Jesus Christ. Wow, $10 strikes? No, 10 contracts at $10 strikes in the money are 535. Jesus Christ. Talk about volatility. Now, there's 7, they're not so bad. 80% implied vol. What's the theta? What's the theta? Theta's at, okay, so it's not so bad, 26. Wow, I'm really genuinely curious right now. Oh man, my bias is killing me right now. My bias is absolutely destroying me. My bias is killing me. My bias is destroying me. Oh boy, yeah, this is really shot. This is telling me reversal. This is screaming reversal. Yeah, this is screaming reversal. Alright, APLD is showing signs of life. So is Soundhound. This is screaming reversal for me. And I want to say yes. I want to say yes. APLD. Sorry, folks. Give me a second. I just gotta really justify this. Gotta really justify this candle right now. What are you telling me? What are you telling me? China auto deals boosts expansion. Second quarter 2022 upset on the back of certain demand. Guys, Why is this extremely bullish for me? This is extremely bullish today. This is extremely bullish. The structure, the peak. I mean, how many shares can I buy here? Sound. 12. Now, I'm not typically the type of person to buy on a green day. But this reversal, this trend is super, super bullish. That I think it might continue onward, to be honest with you. So I'm going to monitor sound. I'm going to keep holding off a little bit. Super bullish. And that's what I like to see. I like these retracements and then off, and obviously off to the races. Super, super bullish. Very interesting to see. It's already gone. Shit, this actually might... Yeah, especially with the expansion here. What is this China auto deal? I gotta read this more. I think this is why it's booming. In the back of some demand, the Santa was a major one in China. I deal with time. AI voice platform to millions of vehicles. The contract expands the company's global automotive footprint and position alongside winning auto brands expanding overseas. Whether Sound can sustain the momentum in one of the most competitive AI markets on the planet. Local Chinese AI players often backed by government funding and integrated. To its Polaris Foundation model. It's a greater accuracy of 4 times more resiliency than peers. Capabilities make it attractive. Hmm. 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 Broad in price for AI platform with deep penetration in energy, defense, and manufacturing. What the fuck is this? I don't know why they're mentioning Big Bear AI. Seriously, like the most dumbest shit you could ever do is compare SoundHound to Big Bear AI. This article shows how dumb some of these authors are. This article just shows you people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Why would you ever, ever, ever compare Big Bear AI to SoundHound? In what fucking world do you ever compare voice technology to sound like Big Bear? Like Big Bear is not even in the same field. This just tells you how dumb publicists are and how stupid they are. Now they're just throwing word salads in here. They're just pushing AI fucking companies without doing their homework. I wish I can go right to the publicists and just tell them you guys have fucking dumb journalists. This is strictly stupid. Now I'm gonna take a look at C3 AI. Let's find out what C3 AI is. No idea who the fuck they are. Genuinely don't give a shit. Whoops. C3.ai. Apparently it's another AI company. Whoa. Whoa, okay. Well, you got my attention. Ooh, and you're at a bottom. Ooh. This looks very interesting. All right, right off the bat, I want to start drawing fibs. Well, you broke below the daily 236. I mean the monthly. Ugh. That's super bearish. Consolidating in a range, very, very bearish. Right off the bat, I don't like this thing. I absolutely hate it. You gap down. Is this earnings? Oh, you're about to hit earnings on September 3rd. Wow. Okay, so earnings previously were all solid. What is this thing? 21.75 price target? Okay, hold up, folks. Something's weird here. Something's absolutely weird. Whoa. Wait, what the fuck? Huh. Very interesting. Give me 1 second, folks. About to use the bathroom. I'm gonna leave this here. Let's put some upbeat music. What do you guys think? Some upbeat music. C3 AI looks interesting, I'm not gonna lie. All right, we're back. We are back, folks. All right, let's see here. Are we giving anything back today? RZLV, wow, 10%. 10% on a RZLV, completely now at trend line here. Love to see it. Wow, it's been in a range for quite some time, actually. It's been a range. This is like one of those stocks where you have to hold it, and hopefully it works out for you. Beta's high, floats is high. Oh yeah, did they get earnings? No, it's September. It's September. Whoa, what the fuck? Why is this thing lagging? Is it because I am lagging? Alright, sound giving back a little bit. APLD found support at 1666. Completely going nowhere, just a little bit sideways. Webull now choppy. Webull is choppy, folks. Webull is choppy. Okay. Buffett boosts stakes in Japan ETFs to play. All right, let's take a look at crypto real quick. Crypto. Let's see if my thesis is still panning. I mean, we still have a couple days left. All right, so some tickers I am gonna keep an eye on is some coins I'm looking at an eye on is NMU, NMR. So we have a 3-day rule. Vince actually sent this catapulting, but this thing is absolutely. JP Morgan invested 500 million, half a billion on this coin. So we're gonna monitor this coin. We're gonna wait 3 days, and then we're gonna find a flat base on this fucking thing. Okay, I want this to come back down a little bit. We're not gonna pay the new premium here. We're gonna pay a new lower low. Let's see, 900. $10. All right, we'll do that. We can do that. All right, so SPY coming down a little bit. Nothing crazy. Sound. Bippity bip. Webull sideways. We're just waiting on earnings on sound on Webull. RZLV. Let's put it back on the 15-minute. 15. Sound and Neo. So 15. Wow. Resolve with a nice ugly wick. That's a shooting star at the terminal. I mean at the impulse. So, but this is small time frames. Not really. Doesn't really give a fuck. BMNR having a nasty downward trend here. And Soundtown absolutely just hitting another peak here. New lower high? Question mark? Question mark? Looks like you are hitting a peak. That's interesting. Let's see if it's gonna be. Ooh, yes it is. It actually hit a lower peak, and based off my formation here. Ooh, folks. Yeah. Another resistance. Okay. Ooh, I like this. I like this a lot, actually. Yeah, this is actually good. Ooh. God damn it. Do I have to? Please tell me I don't have to. Just say no. Say no tomorrow. Say no today. Ooh. Okay, what would have been the argument here then? What would have been this argument then? Right? That would have been your key support resistance, and then you broke down. But now you're finding key support and resistance here, and then you can potentially break down, as you can clearly see here. So this trend line is a key support area. Now it looks like you also like to have rippers and then dippers. Rippers and then dippers. Ripper, and then dippers. So I'm not gonna assume this is the start of a reversal, but what I like to see, honestly, is that we have multiple touches off this support line here. 1, 2, 3, multiple here, and rejection here, and support. So technically speaking, you're reaching this apex off of this complicated structure here. Very interesting to see. So lower lows is still continuation, or actually candle body structure, lower lows. So it looks like the trend is still intact, but will it break out of this trend line is the key. And if you break out, you're gonna have to back test the breakout. So from a risk reward, I wouldn't trade this. I would wait for confirmation. Okay, that's your confirmation line. So this is looking interesting right now. Sort of like a bear flag too on top of that. It's inside a channel, right? Right. Look at this. Look at this. Looks like a bear flag or channel, bear channel. If I draw it, maybe it'll be more significant. Look at this. Sorry, I don't have my mouse. Wow, cipher. So, yeah. Sound is on my radar. Let's see if we can break this trend here. All right. Multiple touches of this resistance line. Multiple support line, support bounce off this support line. And then we finally hit a breakout off this trend line. So let's see if it's going to be another breakdown after this touch. You have multiple touches here, here, and here. So it's just a swing trade at this point for some folks. Very interesting. Let's see if it's going to be a continuation. And that's how you get away from getting fucking clapped, right? Observation. How you folks doing? How you folks doing? Monitoring the markets today. Just monitoring the markets. Let's see if it's going to break out. Oh yeah, C3 AI. What is this fucking company? What happened to this? I mean, seriously, you were at all-time high was $183. $10 buy here on April. Was it April? No. What the fuck happened? I don't even need this actually. Bro, this was so bad. Alright, so now it's at, so that's why you're finding a little bit of a bounce here. Alright, so it's at the golden pocket ratio. Yikes. Let me turn on the EMAs. What is this company? Oh my god, I'm doing this all within the quadrant I'm not supposed to be doing it. Whatever, I'll leave that one on. KULR. Nothing going on. Dixie. Bearish trend line. NVTS. NVTS. Showing a little bit of a life here. Continuation. Ooh. Alright, I do like the bounce on that 5. Got the rejection on the 10 on the 12 hour. Interesting. Very interesting SPY. Not really showing us any blend here. So 1250 is a key trend line on sound. Webull. Earnings today. Earnings today. Earnings today, folks. What other tickers you guys are looking at? What other tickers are we looking at here, folks? Oh yeah, I was gonna do a little bit of TA on this thing. What is C3AI? What the fuck is this? Uh-huh. You're in a nasty downtrend. Like, very nasty. What does this thing do? What the fuck is this? What? Operating.
What is this? A world of nothing? A world with nobody in it?
Well, why did it have bad? Like, why? Like, why does this have such a bad segment here?
Should have no restriction. Is this really freedom? This is what it
Let me see the monthly. Oh, ew. Yeah, this is why I don't like drawing on this. Alright, you know what? Let's do the. Ooh. Alright, so you're breaking trend lines here on sound, folks. You're breaking a trend here on sound. You're breaking a trend on sound. I would be very interested where it's gonna. This is looking good. And if it continues, boy oh boy. Where's the TA on this? I just did it too. I think it was here. There it is. No? Was it here? There it is. There it goes. Boom. Breaking the trend. Breaking trend line. Breaking trend line. That's huge. It hasn't broken trend since on the 1 hour, and this is the first time. Very, very interesting, folks. Very, very interesting where sound is. This is typically a good sign. Typically a good sign. Very, very nice to see. Wow. 1258. You're already up 5%. So on the daily, you're just breaking. Wow, that's an engulfing. That's huge. That's huge. Full body candles here on top of that. On the daily. And you're above the higher love here. Very interesting here, huh? And you're riding the 200. I mean, excuse me, the 50 SMA. Why is this calling my name? And it's just been gliding above this 50 EMA. I mean 50 SMA. Now that I'm looking at it, yeah, it's been gliding along. Wow, this 50 EMA has been a backbone for this thing. Has been a huge backbone for sound. And I do like the trend on this thing. So what was bad earnings on it? Like, I don't understand. Why? Ooh. Huh. Wait a minute. Oh my God. Oh my. Oh my. I didn't see this. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no, folks. Oh no. Oh. Oh. Okay. Now you got my attention. Oh no. Guys? Who's with me? Is my chat live? Who's with me? Guys, I see something, and it's significant on this thing. Oh my god. Bro, I didn't see this. Sammy, you didn't see this shit, bro? Are you a fucking idiot? I think so. Oh my god. How didn't you see this? You fucking idiot. You are a complete fucking idiot. Oh boy. Alright. Well, if I'm gonna do it from the wick to wick, then I might as well do it wick to wick, right? And then there's really nothing. That's the proper way. Okay, and then you do it from here to here, and then you're done. Oh no. There you go. Oh, why? There you go. Much better. Okay. Now we're just gonna do this. 11:49. We're gonna do this. This is on my radar now. That's your macro. That's your trend line. This is your micro. Okay, this is your micro. All right. Now, in terms of confluence, not APLD, 46,086. Oh my god. Oh, dude. This is honestly, this is gonna get stupid. Oh my god. This is honestly under the radar. Am I the only one seeing this? Dude, how did I not see this sooner? I mean, we're still early, but... Oh my days. Does anybody know what that is? Sound on the monthly. Holy fuck. Holy Does anybody know what this is? Anybody? Oh my days, actually. This is gonna get very interesting. Alright. Alright. Alright, we're gonna wait for the retracement on sound, and then we're gonna buy at lows. And this is now on my radar. They had stellar earnings, 200% revenue increase year-over-year, increased guidance was just a risk sell-off. Really, Ben Gibbs? Yes, sound is on my radar right now. It's honestly, in terms of pattern recognition, this thing is well on my radar. Like, I'm even considering a position here because of the momentum that it's showing again. And I'm missing the train on a 5%. I might DCA a little bit here. I'm gonna finish off a little bit of TAing right now, just a little bit. But even on the weekly, like, look at this thing. So this is the monthly, right? And look on the weekly, look at the 3-day. All right, this is your typical, again, this is your typical 3 rising valleys. We had a broad 3 rising valleys, but then this is a shorter micro 3 rising valleys. Okay, these are very, very, very good. Okay, that's why I'm really considering a position here. I'm already late, but it's not too far off to take a little piece of the pie here. This is super bullish. When you have the macro and the micro, this is extremely bullish. And this is your typical, okay, so from the second valley to the lower valley, you have to typically break this 0.5 ratio. So the confirmation line off of the 3 rising valleys is the 0.5 ratio, okay? You just had a sell-off. If you break above 1276 off this 3 rising valleys, I'm telling you folks, if you guys want to see the measurement rules, if you want to see the measurement rules on this thing, it is dumb. Okay, it is dumb. No, I'm gonna give it to the Discord first. Let me get the measurement rules. Guys, put sound on your radar. Like today. Watch list ASAP. Hot list. Hot, 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 hot. On the monthly, we have oh my goodness gracious. Wow. Okay, Discord getting the TA first. Ben Gibbs, thanks for the extra TA, bro. Yo, join the Discord, Ben. I'm surprised you haven't joined. This is super hella bullish on sound. This is one of the best patterns in the entire, one of the top 10 best patterns, bullish patterns in the entire market. The fact that I found 3 broad and then short, this is fucking bullish. Oh my days, my days, my days. I am willing to put some money in here. I am not kidding. I would argue that I would just not even look at APLD right now. And what I'm witnessing right now on sound is honestly, I'm a little bit angry I didn't catch this sooner, but I'm happy I did catch it now. Okay? Because this is a very, 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 very bullish pattern. As a matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is wow. And let me look at my EMAs. Oh my god. Oh my god. We have broad and then we have micro right back. Oh my lord. Look at this. 1, 2, and then rip. 1, 2, and then rip. This is your micro. And then if I add confluence, Nah, dude, no way. Nah. Typically it's 886. Let me just confirm. And then the RSI is super bullish. Are we showing any signs of regression? The histogram is a little bit weak here. But then the negative DI is also slowing down. But the delta is overly bullish on this fucking thing. Uh-oh. Timeout, folks. Timeout. Sound is about to be my new... Sound, honestly, I might actually go crazy. I'm not even joking. I actually will disregard bull and APLD for this right now because the 3 rising valleys, broad and micro, is one of the best patterns on a chart, and it could just, you just hold sound and it will just do magnificent things. Now, give me 1 second, folks. I'm just confirming a ratio right here. This is one hell of a bullish pattern that I'm watching right now. I don't like that 382, the 383. That's an alternate bat? Dude. Alright, it's gotta be the 382. I know that. Alright, we'll just do this. Alright, here. I'm gonna do that. Alright, you happy? Alright, 6.5? No. Deep alt? No, 113. 113. Wow. Okay. Did we hit a rate? Okay. 4836. No. So that's on the 3-day. Oh my days. Nah. Huh. Enter my position at 13 and then 11. The earnings were great and couldn't believe it. It lost their compound by SPY sell-off, most likely, but the most promising was small cap AI size in my mind. The customer service and the cars are a game changer. They are announcing new deals daily in over 24 languages of global. Benjamin Gibbs, I agree with you 100%. I don't even know what the fuck the company does, but this is a hot stock. I'm actually considering a position here. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, right now. This is, I'm actually pissed off. I didn't catch this sooner. I'm actually annoyed I didn't catch this sooner. And I don't FOMO. But this is just repeating a bullish pattern. I don't know what the fuck this company does. I genuinely don't give a shit. But when I see patterns, I take it. Okay, I take the trade. This is really bullish. Whoa. Fuck. Okay. I gotta be really smart about this one. Okay. So, just to make sure, before I go pull the trigger real quick. This is now doing what it's been doing constantly. Let me just double check here. Wow. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, let me check the RSI real quick. And let me check the oscillators on the daily. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah. Huh. This actually could be a continuation run. A continuation run. Now, how does sound do with SPY puking? That's my genuine question here. Cause look, this is why I'm saying it's like probably early. My reasoning, a couple things here. If you notice this candle here, look what happened the next following day. Excuse me, whoops. Here's the daily. All right. It has like spurs of just erratic continuation runs. This candle here, up another day. This candle here, up another day. Actually 2 days after. And then another day after. So look at what it does. So typically it's gonna have a run and then a sell-off and then another run. And then look at this. A run, a sell-off, a little bit of bullish run, So it's not afraid to have a run, sell off, and then another rip. So tomorrow in price action history, a run, a sell off, and this was this news driven event? Dude, what the fuck? Why did they have bad earnings though? Why? What help me understand. What the fuck? How is bad earnings sending this to the Rockets? This is honestly bullish. Stellar earning. Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, sound. Oh man, now you got me excited. Yeah, sound. I would even argue that the price action of this can get to 20 very quickly. Much sooner than all the other stocks we're watching right now. Much sooner. Because this trend is clean. This is a clean trend. We just hit another peak sell-off. You encapsulated this whole entire market here. All this. A new higher high and a new higher low. You've typically had these. Oh, dude, this is crazy. And the RSI is even better. Let me see the 3-day. Wow, look at that. RSI. Dude, we're just at the bottom here. We're literally at the bottom. And then tomorrow, oof. Damn, folks. I'm sorry, but this beats any other pattern on the entire that we're watching right now. You know, I love APLD, but dude, I'm not ignoring this. I can't. I'm really good at observing trends here, and this is just clean. These are like massive clean candles forming on this thing. God damn it. Fuck. Oh God, no. No, it's changing my view. I didn't want to put money in. Oh man, I had money for APLD. I had money for Weeble. Now I'm just thinking about sound, which is way better. Because this. You know what else I found on you know what else is Three Rising Valleys, folks? Look at Solana, folks. Look at Solana. Look at my TA on Solana, folks. Look at my TA on Solana. This was posted on 26th. Today's the 28th. Look at the TA. Three Rising Valleys. I'll leave that there for you guys. Look at that. I'm gonna leave this here for you guys. What's stopping you getting into this trade? SPY. That's the only thing stopping me right now. It's the only thing stopping me. And right now, it's technically not a bad idea to get in, but it's also I'm being vigilant to the fact that I can actually get this a little bit lower tomorrow if we were to retrace, because right now we're testing the 10 EMA daily. Excuse me, 3-day. So I know that I can get at least half of this bar around 12:35 tomorrow. So I'd rather just pay the premium new higher low, but I can catch it at 12:35 tomorrow. Okay. So I'm not gonna pay full now. I'd rather just be, get it at a discount, and then that'll give me also observation what SPY is gonna do today and tomorrow. So I'm just being patient, which is key here. I do get excited without question, but I don't FOMO. That's one thing I trained myself on. I don't FOMO anymore. So I'm just being patient, because we can still capture all this, right? We can capture all this liquidity. We can capture all this liquidity to the upside, and I'm comfortable with that. All right. Sure, I'm gonna miss a couple percentage points down here, but I'm not stressing 3%. I'm not even stressing 5%. I'd rather miss 10% and confirm the trend above the 12.5 ratio off of this rising valley confirmation pattern and then take the trade. I'm that type of trader. Right now, I'm patient. This is how you stay long in the market, just being patient, observing market trends and confirmation. But this is one hell of a bullish pattern. Okay, again, look at Solana, folks. Look at Solana. Look at the TA on Solana, folks. 1, 2, and 3, and look at where Solana is now, folks. Solana's at 211, folks. 211. 1, 2, and 3. 3 rising valleys, and the measurement rule for the 3 rising values for Solana is 373.71. So that's why I said this sound, the measurement rule for sound, once you pass the 0.5, ooh, boy, oh boy, guys, you have no idea. Boy, oh boy. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and do the measurement rule now. All right, let's clean this up a little bit. All right. So the confirmation for this measurement rule, folks. Take a look at this. Take a look at this, folks. Uh-oh. 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 Wow. Isn't that interesting, folks? Isn't that interesting that the measurement rule off of this 3 rising valley is literally exactly at the key resistance or peak high off of this thing at 25 bucks? Isn't that interesting, folks? That the 3 rising valley measurement rule is exactly at the key peak of this momentum trade. Isn't that interesting, folks? Wow. Wow. Confluence. That's what it's called, folks. Confluence. So the confirmation would be, wait for, not financial advice, not financial advice, 12 full, if you want to confirm, 1276 is your confirmation. Not financial advice, not financial advice. Wow, folks. And this is all free. This is all free, folks. Huh. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. All right. This is super bullish. I am not. All right, so let's take a look at SPY real quick. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you, folks. APLD and Webull are on hold. Sound is now 100% on my interest list. It is on my 100% long-term watch list right now. As a matter of fact, let me put Sound on my confirmed. Let's move her to immediately. And I'm gonna put this right there. And it's red. So now Sound is on my radar. I'm gonna wait for entry. A nice little pullback. At least let me get a discount because I think it's gonna run tomorrow. Continuously. I personally think it's gonna run tomorrow. Now SPY obviously has to play nice. Alright, we can't ignore the macroeconomics here. Without question, okay? Without question. So let's try and hope we get the nice discount here. If anybody has more additional information on Sound, you know, give me the financials, the story. The pattern on this thing is absolutely bullish. Again, I have no idea what the fuck they do, and I just care about the charts because you know, that's what I do. Now let me go ahead and get some harmonics going while I wait for some additional information, because I want to add more confluence. because this is how you stay long in the market. Now, we could take the trade from this high, from this peak, right? Typically. All right, so that would be a Gartley. Ooh, I haven't seen a Gartley in a while. 6 is good. 5-9 is good, actually. And the 786 is better. 786, 786. Ooh, and 1-5. Ooh. Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my God. Oh my. Jesus Christ. Wait, time out. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh, 1-4. I'm not liking the 1-4 though. But 1-6. 1-6, I mean, you know, with the 5% buffer. Oh! Okay, so if you are gonna trade this, you fell to 382, massive sell-off. Oh my God! Fuck. I'm gonna have to be forced to put it in. I'm gonna have to be forced to do this. No way. Fuck. Okay, fine. Alright, fine. Alright, fine. I'll DCA a little bit. Alright. I'll DCA just a tad bit. Alright, I'm gonna do a little bit of DCAing here. I'm gonna put a nice little chunk here. Nice little DCA average here. I'm just gonna put a nice little chunk, nothing crazy. Let's do a little bit of maybe, okay, we can do just a chunky, nothing crazy, just a little chunky. Okay. Breakout test 1239. 1239 was the key bounce. I missed it. Fuck. I fucking knew it. I missed the 1239 bounce. It was a support, resistance, and now it was a support. You ran pre-market, you sons of bitches. You ran pre-market. That's cute. Dude. Anybody have extra TA before I go crazy? What's up? They have 0 debt. They have 0 debt? What? Ben Gibbs, are you joking right now? Wait, so why the sell-off, Ben Gibbs? I'm just genuinely curious before I pull a heavy trigger on this thing. I'm putting a little DCA here. We missed the 1239 support bounce. I put a nice little size here. I'm just, so why the sell-off again? Just genuinely curious. I'm genuinely curious. Why the sell-off? Then Spy shit the bed. That's what I'm saying, you know, like, you know, Spy freaks me out day in, day out. Oh, look, guys, we almost hit the harmonic completion at our target price at 647. Look at the elite retracement off of this harmonic completion. Typically, I could have done a 5% buffer on the 886, but that's fine. So we're just gonna leave that there on the 886. We were off by literally, we were off by 3 cents. We were off by 3 cents, and look, you get the reaction off of these harmonic completion points. And ratios matter on harmonic patterns, right? Ratios matter, and look at that. So that's what I'm looking at. Look at that, folks. Isn't that cute? Isn't that fucking cute? By pennies. Off by pennies. All right, off by pennies off of this pattern. Isn't that nice to see? So this is why I'm saying, like, hey, keep an eye on sound, because it's also completing a Gartley on sound. It's completing a Gartley on sound. And honestly, super, super bullish. All right, super bullish. 2% greater. What the fuck are you talking about? What? What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Huh. Oh my god, this is sickening. This is honestly sickening right now. Huh. Okay. APLD, 17 bucks, folks. 17 bucks. 17 bucks on APLD, folks. $17 buckaroos on APLD, folks. One second, folks. I'm just trying to get an entry here on sound. Just want to make sure I'm not a maniac. You're breaking structure, the 382. Plus you got candle body closure here. 332, 1252 on the trend base. Now your key resistance obviously is going to be at that 1266. But if you break 1266, you're going to expect a retracement here at the 5.6. RSI is deep in the bull zone, and then the rejection here. So, yeah, I know I can get her at a better price for sure. I can get sound at a better price, folks. We're just gonna wait for a small minor retracement. I can smell we're gonna get it soon. And once that retracement happens, then I'll buy in. I'll buy a little bit. I'm just waiting for a bunch of things to pan out. But yeah, sound is right now 100% on my radar. Yeah, this thing is fucking hella bullish. Oh yeah. Oh fucking yes. Wow. Oh my god. $12.85. Off by pennies. Wow. Wow. Actually, RSI is above. And the weekly. Yeah, the weekly, though, is what's trend. Sell off on the weekly, but then you had the complete reversal here. Look at this RSI bounce here. And that's what's interesting. Sell off. Now, you still have a rejection off a trend line. That's another thing here. You have a clean rejection. Right? Clean rejection. Let me see if I saw it on the 12. Was it the 12? Yeah, was it? Yeah, but this doesn't mean shit. Look at this. rip, and then massive dip, rip, and then massive dip, rip, and then fucking massive dip, and then the reversal. See, these are just normal. It could be a potential swing. Yeah, I'd rather just be patient. Wait for the 0.5. All right, so you know what? I'm gonna wait for the 0.5 for the 3 rise and valley confirmation. So for me, for the trend reversal is gonna be above the 12. I'm gonna go all in on 1276. If we break above 1276, I'm gonna just pretty much drop a nice bag. That's gonna be my confirmation, and I'm gonna stick to that. Because if you look at the left, look at 0.5. Are you guys listening to me? All right, who's with me here? All right, who's with me here? I'm gonna drop a pretty bag here at 0.5. Look what 0.5 has been. Look what 0.5 has been. Resistance, 1276. Resistance, resistance, resistance. You drop, you break above 1276, you're pretty much mooning. And look, you got the huge hyper breakout. That was a hyper breakout off this key resistance line. And look, you're acting as resistance again. But if you break above the 1276, this was a key breakout zone for the trend reversal. So confirmation for me. Let me get the Discord on this. Confirmation, huge dump load at 0.5. Look left, key resistance, confirms 300V, confirmation breakout. All right, so from a risk reward, I'm just gonna wait. Be patient with this. This is now on my radar. Oh yeah, who's excited? I'm excited, folks. I'm excited. I think this is undervalued. Again, I have no idea what sound is. I don't give a shit. But I love what I see here. This pattern, 3 rising. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, folks. This can get really stupid. See, Senor Trades to G, if you are correct, I will call you Trades 5G. Trades 5G Schlong. Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, listen. Look at the and look, what I love more is that this 0.5, if you look left, was a key support and resistance. Look at this. Support, obviously breakdown, almost broke to the 0.5, and then you got a rejection, almost hit it. And then this was a key resistance, support, mega macro fucking jump. And now you're pushing up again at that point. You break above 0.5 off a key monthly resistance or weekly resistance levels, this can get stupid. So that's why as a day trader, and if I'm gonna long this, I'm gonna ride this up, and that's a nice hefty 33% swing trade. Oof. Hell, I'll even fucking hold it. You know, you can't argue with this trend. You have 3 rise and valleys on the monthly, which is even stupider. Look at this fucking thing. 3 rise and valleys on the monthly time frame. What in the Jesus? Look at that, folks. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Look at that. So, very nice to see. APLD, I think everything's moving up. Look at that. APLD at 17, folks. 17. $17, folks. I said it would go to 17 today. Look at that. This is when it's actually gonna get stupid. This is when it's actually gonna get stupid. Weeball earnings. Wow. Having a beautiful day today, folks. Really, really nice to see. 1666 was support here on APLD, folks, and look at that, 17 on the dot. Don't you just love it? All right, so now RZLV is acting dumb. RZLV on a 20% ripper, folks. What the fuck is happening today? Wow. Holy, I wonder what the 20%, golly. Neo. Yeah, this thing just wants up right now. Sound does voice AI. It does voice AI? Huh. Is that like a necessity? Is that like a necessity? Like data centers? Like what makes SoundHound so important? You know, like automotive restaurant orders. Oh. Okay, so here's an argument. When agentic AI comes out, what's beating what would like what's the competitor of SoundHound, right? Who's competitor of SoundHound? AI's obviously you can expand on AI, and it doesn't matter which company. Like Google has AI voice, right? Conversational intelligence, sound recognition, and natural language processing to enable voice interactions. So this is a very so it's a risky business that they're in, because you know what's stopping Google from doing their own business, SoundHound, right? What's stopping Google typically from doing their own situation, right? So this is ooh. But then again, I'm thinking about the expansion of this voice AI model, right? I don't know. So something to consider, like there's 8 billion people in the world. Not everyone's gonna have Google, right? So, you know, you're not a monopoly, right? Apple and Android phones are a monopoly. Voice AI won't be a monopoly, but if you can capture a bunch of potential clients, then yeah, this would be really nice. You know? Huh. Really nice to see here on SoundHound. Spy. Oh wow, Weeble, making moves. I do like sound. I'm not lying right now. I do like this pattern. When I get excited for patterns, this is like these are these moments. Because I think honestly we are at the reversal here. Look, and the reason why I say that is because we did it here at this impulse. And look at the retracement here. That's 30%. That's 30%. And you're at the reversal. So it's got a rhythm here. 30% off a wick high, wick low. Wick high, wick low. 30%, folks. So confluence also added here. And look at the wick. Long lower wick, medium-sized wick, but this is at the impulse, and that's a spinning top at the impulse. Bearish, to say the least, but now you're writing the 5 and the 10. All right, let's take a look at the daily real quick. So again, yeah, so 30% retracement, 30% retracement. And then you got the rip, right, today. And look at the rips, and then the rip, and then the rip. You have a 3-day rip. You have a 3-day rip. Now the 0.5 would be a confirmation for me, but this is why I said this is really good. Like what SoundHound is doing is really, really good. Like in-car generative AI. I think it's a collaborates with NVDA too. Really? Really? Is it NVIDIA Play? Don't tell me that. Owning and commercializing voice, sound, and natural artificial intelligence are not related activity. This company was founded by September Santa Clara. Oh, dude. No way. Really? Wow, wow, wow. And look at that. Let me get rid of the noise here. Let me post this on my Discord. 30% retrace, then rip. We are at 31. Current PA. Something to watch, folks. Potential reversal. Again, 0.5 would be confirmation off this. Huh. Oh boy, oh boy. Man, you got me excited. So SPY looking like it wants to rip again. So APLD, 17%, $17. Listen, I love APLD. Love you folks, but yeah, I'm not. I'm going off of current trend right now. This is really, really good. This is really, really good. I love you guys here at APLD. 3%, nice. 2%, excuse me. And it's about to flag. Fuck me. It's about to fucking flag. Oh shit. It's flagging. Oh boy. Wow, look at Weeble. 1463. Like in car generative and Hyundai. Oh, really? Really? The more you talk about it, the more I just want to just, get crazy with it. Get crazy with it. So, I'm going to just wait it out, being patient. Just going to be patient. Just going to be patient. As much as I love what I see here, I got to really respect my rules. I got to respect it. Because I don't want to get clapped. Okay. So we're about to retest at 647.77. Looks like SPY wants to come back up here. We're going to monitor this right here. APLD, another leg to the upside. I said today 1666 was support bounce here on this thing. Break that back test out and then off we go. So really, really nice to see. APLD is very much, it just looks good. It just looks really good. Really, really good right now. Winner. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I just got too excited. Oh wait, actually, let me write this down. Let me write this down. Okay. And let me take a picture of this. Charting. Snapshot. And then added. Okay, added. Okay. Okay, we added that. God, I really think we can honestly, it's now testing, which is even interesting. It's now testing that RSI line, which has been a key resistance line here. So, that RSI is about to be everything in its life. And look, the rejection and then the buy, right? Look at that. The rejection, the sell off, and then the buy. And I do love the 3-day. I love the 3-day. I love the MACD. I love the positive. Dude, this is getting me excited. And then the negative DI is pointing south, dude. Making in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kinda odd. No, on a triple double, aka gotta Sorry guys, I'm doing some extra TA for myself. This is just for me, me only. Look at that key trendline bounce, bro. That is clean. Clean. Ooh. All right, we're gonna put this here. And we're gonna have it right there. Boom. All right, so key resistance line, we're actually on it right now on top of that. Let me get rid of the bars. All right, I'm just trying to get the perfect entry exits. This is how I do my TA. You guys don't have to watch this boring. Look at that beautiful trendline balance and that support. You bounce. Oh, this is so good, dude. This is so fucking good, man. I know trends when I see it. This is one of them. Oof. Oof. NT and test support here at the 10. What's the volume? Okay, so 84. All right, you didn't engulf this volume here. Okay, you didn't engulf this one here. So that's why I said 0.5 will be really interesting for me, because then that'll confirm a nice reversal. But you are paying a new premium high at this level. That's without question. So again, 0.5 ratio, 1276 would be confirmation for me. Yeah, 1276. So I'm gonna just be patient. Just being patient. All right, APLD. APLD. People often mention sound and BBI TGT together, really. But the thing is with BBAI, it has nothing to do with voice. If I'm not mistaken, BBAI is machinery and what they do at the fucking airports. Okay? It has nothing to do with BBAI. Like literally jack shit. Let's take a look at BBAI real quick. Oh look, BBAI fucking hitting trend line. And look at the bounce that we drew here. BBAI is literally just doing what it does best. Just rip and then dips. And actually, this is an Adam and Eve. Oh shit. I just realized that. Look at that, folks. Adam. And then Eve. Look at that, folks. Adam and Eve. This is technically bearish. Very bearish. Okay, folks? This is super bearish. But this is a very broad one. And in order for you to get the sell-off, it'll be around the 0.618, which, I mean, personally, I don't think it's going to get there. But it's nice to see these Adam and Eve patterns. They're hard to find. Very rare. But once these pan out, bro, these things could get... This is like very bearish. This is super bearish. You break that trend line and break that 0.65, it's going to get ugly. Your main support is at 0.618. You break down below 1.618, this can vomit. Extremely vomit. So, I don't know why people compare BBAI to fucking sound. It makes no sense. Not. Alright, sound. Look at SPY making a new high at the key resistance, 0.886. So, we're getting that reaction. Let's see if we're going to break out. Let's see if we're going to break out. Right on it, too. Right on it. Double back test. Double, well, not, well, technically it's testing the resistance off the breakout. Look at that, 886, clean harmonic, clean touch. Clean touch, look at that, we're actually testing it too, right to the touch. 886, bro, Fibonacci's. Fibonacci's. Look at that, very nice to see. So this thing is moving with SPY. That's a little bit concerning though. I don't like when things are somewhat one-to-one, especially small cap stocks. I'm not a fan of how this thing's actually moving with SPY. Relative. I don't like that at all with this. I don't like that at all. That's a big red flag. Not a big one. It's a small red flag for me. Almost one-to-one. Not exactly, but that's really not good. Because if SPY has a shitty day, this thing is going to be one-to-one with SPY, and I don't like that. I like things to look a little bit opposite. Wow, to the fucking T, folks. So what else is about sound? I mean, I like these conversations. What's going on with sound? Really, really interesting. Bouncing off again, resisting that line. APLD. What? Buffett boosts stakes in Japan? ETFs? What? To play? Huh? Cool, bro. Nice. Japan play? Awesome. I'm actually a little bit mad I didn't buy into sound when it was at a discount. A little bit key. I just didn't keep an eye on this. But then obviously it moves pre-market. You fucking degenerate. Like, that's how they get you. Right? That's how they get you. Fucking losers. Look at the pre-market move. So institutions are driving this up. So tomorrow I suspect profit taking on SoundHound. Right? Institutions drove this up. Probably capturing a bunch of liquidity here. Maybe a bull trap. And then tomorrow you get a discount. You get the true value of this thing. But this institution pre-market, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Oh, you guys are not seeing what I'm saying. So this right here was all institutions here. That's the only thing I hate about this. This is all driven because of, these are swing traders coming in here. These are all swing traders. They're riding the trend. Volume's kicking in. We're hitting resistance level. Now you're going to see profit taking at a certain level, blah, blah, blah. But driving this thing up, giving that a momentum rush, is a big no bueno for me. You know, big no bueno. You know? So that's why the 0.5 is very important for me. How you guys doing today, folks? How you guys? Is everybody's having a? Are we all making money today? Are we all making money today? All right, I think I'm gonna call it quit. Let me see. Let me see. Wow, Link just got some news. That's interesting. Link just got some news. Is this the news? Chain link. Chain link, there it is. There it is, that's the news. Alright, let's see what's happening here. Oof. A lot of crypto. You even got me excited sometimes. A lot of things to keep an eye on, so this one's now gonna be on my watch list. Look at that W. Massive W. On the weekly too, I thought. Oof, this is so clean. And I'm already loving the ratios at this. This is one of the most cleanest. Oh my lord. Wow. This is the cleanest. Oh wow. Wow. Yeah, this is clean as fuck. Wow. Yeah, you got me, bro. 33 price target. Wow. Let me write that down. And we gotta go the fibs. Wow, right at the 786. Almost. Oh wait, whoa, that's not right. This is right. Okay, and then we draw. Alright, cool. Alright, then we get the fucking proper. There we go. Now we see it. Much cleaner. Alright, so 236.5. 6.5 above this ratio macro. Love it. From the 236.65. And you're to the T. Look at that. To the fucking T. So now you're breaking above it. Now let's check the EMAs. Right above that 5 EMA glide. This just gave it the extra push above the RSI. Center line. Really good. Bullish. Alright, so that's on my radar. That's on my radar. Oh man. Sound Y. Sound Y. I mean, why did it ask me to do that? Sure. Sure. Generative AI, really interesting. Generative AI. I think I'll hold. Generative AI, huh? Very, very interesting. Very interesting, this company. Are they a China stock? What is this? Wow, look at SPY. All crazy and shit. All crazy and shit. Just retarded right now. Just instantly retarded. Just absolutely fucking going crazy. And then look at APLD. 17 bucks, folks. 17 buckaroos. And this thing is also about to rip up. Wow. Absolutely monstrous. I love looking at this. Is it really gonna break it? There it is, it touched 1264. 1264, that's impressive. That's really impressive. I'm not gonna lie, that's really good. Wow. Wow. It's about to fill the gap too. Oh no, I filled it already. Oh, it almost gonna come down. That'd be fucking crazy. $17 on APLD, folks. 1266 on fucking sound. Crazy. 1269. 1269. It's about it's hitting key resistance now. What was the deal that they got? That's my question here. Dude, Soundhound is really, really interesting. People often mention. All right, folks. All right, I'm gonna pull a video up later today. I'm gonna more than likely pull up a video today. I'm gonna post one, and then I'll continue my thesis for tomorrow on sound. All right, folks, I'm gonna continue my thesis for sound. So I'm gonna continue monitoring this company. But thank you so much for joining. Like the video. Join the Discord. Link is in the bio. Link is in my YouTube bio as well, folks. Talk to you guys later. Nice catch on sound. Yeah, brother. Thank you.